Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to be giving you my initial impressions on Fire Emblem Warriors for the Nintendo Switch. So my particular perspective on this game is as somebody who's a pretty big fan of the Fire Emblem series, in particular the console iterations that appeared on the GameCube and the Wii. Additionally, I'm somebody who's very much looking forward to the proper Fire Emblem title that's been announced for the Switch. I also have some limited experience with the Warriors franchise, having played several demos for various incarnations of Dynasty Warriors on various platforms over the years. But I would definitely say that I am by no means an expert or a super fan of the Warriors series, and it's absolutely the Fire Emblem tie-in that really drew me into and got me initially interested and excited about this game in the first place. Having said all that, I've been pleasantly surprised with how much I've enjoyed and been engaged with Fire Emblem Warriors in my time with it thus far. The combat system, the strategic elements, the RPG-like aspects, and the overall feel and tone of this game have all been very appealing to me. In fact, there are only two real sort of nitpicks or criticisms that I have based on what I've seen so far, and they're both pretty minor. First and foremost, I would have loved to have seen an online option for the cooperative mode that's included in the game, as that would have made it much more viable and useful for me personally. And I'm fairly certain that that's something that's featured in at least a few of the main series Dynasty Warriors games in the past. As it stands, those seeking to play the game cooperatively will have to do so on a split screen locally. However, this being the first of these sorts of games to appear on the Switch, and given the current state of the Switch's online infrastructure, it's not entirely surprising that such a feature would be absent here. Beyond that, the only other real issue that I've had with the game in my time with it thus far has been with regards to the mini-map and keeping track of the way that your currently selected character's position and orientation are indicated on it. For me personally, I found it a little bit difficult and challenging to keep good track of where I am, what direction I'm facing, and the best path through various areas of the game environments. One thing that I would definitely say could have improved that experience for me would have been if the circle slash arrow that surrounds your character was a different color than it currently is. The blue that they're using has a tendency to blend into other things such as forts that you've taken control of in such a way that it makes it difficult sometimes to quickly and easily identify your location on the minimap. A related item has to do with the camera controls and the fact that the camera has a tendency to pan around very easily whenever you're moving your character, such that it can become a little bit disorienting or extreme in the way that it moves. The best way that I've found so far to really combat that is to simply tweak the left stick to get your character facing in the direction that you want them to be, and then using the right stick to rotate the camera around manually and place it behind your character. By doing this, you can avoid a lot of the more frustrating or potentially nauseating camera movements. The only real caveat to that is that you need to kind of be in a situation where you can take a moment to pause and perform that action without being attacked by enemies or otherwise interrupted or disrupted. I would also point out that it would be a nice to have sort of feature to be able to adjust the sensitivity settings for the left and right analog sticks to accommodate personal preference. I've slowly but surely been getting used to the way that they feel, and after several hours with the game, I've become reasonably confident and comfortable with them, but it certainly would have been nice to be able to make some sort of manual adjustment to their sensitivity to make that process a little easier. With all that said, I definitely want to reiterate that I'm having quite a bit of fun with this game and find it generally very enjoyable. I just wanted to point out those potential issues as they may end up being more significant for other players than they were for me. From my perspective, I'd say this is a pretty solid game and something that's definitely worth checking out for fans of fast action games with clever and surprisingly deep mechanics. And Fire Emblem Warriors is definitely a game worth checking out for fans of either of the two series that it represents. In my mind, it comes across as very authentic and true to its source material, and definitely is one of the better, more exciting, more interesting games that I've played on the Switch thus far. As always, if you folks have enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button. If you'd like to see more videos from me in the future, be sure to hit subscribe, and I will see you next time.
Nothing's happening. Try breaking the other pillar. I've received a report.
I'm going to finish it. Anything can change. Are you ready?
Mission complete.
We've driven the threat away for now. But don't let your guard down yet.
Like its profit margins. Ready for orders. Mission complete.
The sandstorm. It stopped.
I'm going to finish it.
Leave it to me.
How did they make it this far? An ambush should slow them down.
Paths all clear. The gates are open. Let's go find Mark.
That's him. Hey, you. Mark, you said your name was? We wanted to...
All right. Falchion against Falchion. Tell me, stranger, who taught you to fight?
My father.
You're pretty handy with that sword. Let's go, Mark.
Very well. Show me your strength.
Power for real? This should finish you off. Ready to go.
Mission complete.
I am defeated.
That was well fought. It seems you live up to the legend your name carries.
Oh yeah! Just like a knight!